Zero in string is consisting of only word case English address, but each address appears exactly twice. Okay. Okay, one way is exactly k equal to three steps, right? So one way is one, two, three. It's one way. One, two, three. It's one way. That's two ways. Three ways. One, two, three, two. One, two, one, two. 1 0 1 2. So 1 1 0 1 2. That's one way. Then 1 2 3 2. No, 1 2 3. Then oh 1 2 1. Okay, so 1 then 2 then 1 then 2. Okay. Hmm. Still understand case tense first action position to win exactly 10 steps. So what I can see is So I think so DB will optimize this. Oh, okay. This thing, right? So, and में क्या होता है कि so basically 1 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0 and then is 0, so 1 and 1. So I need to check key. Okay. So whenever I have a 3, 3 में क्या है? It's like 1, 1, right? But something like 8 is, no, no, no. So this is going to give me 0 because I just need to check key if these two bits are zeros or not. So this could be a problem of this key. Let's say the number got 1, 3, 8, 48, and then 10. So 1 is represented as what? 1 is represented as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. This comes this, so on this will go. So how can 1 be represented? It will be simply 1 followed by all zeros. 3 can be represented as 1, 1, all zeros. 8 can be represented as 1, 0, 0, 0. I guess so. 2, 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 power 2, or 3. Rest of them are 0. Then 48 is what? Okay, double 1, 4 zeros, double 1, 4 zeros. So we have 10. 10 can be simply 48. 10 can be simply 0. So what I'm looking forward to is keep every pair of it is this, right? So in this case the answer is 3, 8 and 48. So from this I know key this is what the answer is. If I do this with this, I know key I will have. There should be alternating, so that should be alternating at symbol. Should be having zeros whenever we are combining it, should be having at least 1 0. This one as well. What's the length? It's 10 to the power 5. And this one. 3 also. Could be 32 cross. And let's see. Now orders. So what is going to happen here is firstly I'll pick 1 and then it'll be 32 cross and let's see 1 I will pick, so that's 32. I will try to see that if there is a 1 at this junction, then there is no other ones in the other zeros. Oh, okay. Okay. So I am at 1, right? I am at 1. So I go over the bits and I see, okay, 1 is here. So I will say, is 1 there in 3? If it's there, I cannot form a subarray from here. I cannot. Let's say I am at 3, right? I am at 3. Now at 3, I know there is a 1 here. So I'll check that, okay. Um, Maybe for 1, I have to scan through all the elements and I'll compare it with probably 3. And if it's not valid, I move on to 3. Now at 3, I will be like, what do I say at 3? At 3, I will be like Uh, okay, so at 3 it's more like, hey, 1 is present at this position. So at 8 is 1 present? No. At 48 is that 1 present? No. And then so on. Then if I pick this one, so if there's a 1 here, oh, okay. Hmm. So there's a 1 here. I need all of these corresponding segments to be zeros because then I will be able to match it. If there's a zeros here, if there's a 0 here, then at max I can have 1 1 here. Only 1 1, not more than that. 0 here at max I can have 1 1. 0 here at max 1 1. 0 here at max 1 1. 0 here at max 1. 0 here at max 1. Okay, so let's consider some range of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So this 1 is 1, this 2 is this itself, 3 is this, 4 is this, 5 is this, 6 is this, 7 is this, 8 is this, 9 is this, 10 is this, 11 is this, 12 is this, 13 is this, 14 is this, 15 is this, 16 is this. So we see that this pattern is kind of 2 to the power 0, then at 2 to the power 1, then at 2 to the power 2. This is the separation, right? This is the separation. Yeah, and then 2 to the power 3. So again, this is the separation. Then till this thing, and then again from here onwards, 17, 18, 19 follows. This is the separation point, right? So I will highlight this. So in this case, if at all I have a value 3 here, then in the sub array following it, in the numbers which are following it, there should not be any 2 because it's in that range, right? And if I have anything in any one of these ranges, 4 to 7 or 8 to 15 and then so on, so इसके आगे वाला range का होना चाहिए, not previous one, right? uh, then in that case I can have it, yes. So it's going to be always an increasing array. Or no, it's not like it should always be an increasing array, but it's more like it should be of different segments. That's it. And from 16 to 31 it will go, and from 32 to 63 it will go, then from 64 to something it will go. So right here in the statement we have 3, 8 and 48, right? So 3 comes up here, 8 comes up here, and 48 probably comes in this segment, so it is fine. And then I could have also had 8, 48, but again 10 is in 8 segments, so that's a violation, right? Hmm. Maybe I can write these numbers as the segments. So 1, 3, 8, 48 and 10. So this can be written as this is the first segment. So let's say first segment, 3 is in the second segment, 8 is in the fourth segment, 48 is in the sixth segment, and 10 is again in the fourth segment. So I just need to find out the longest thing which is containing unique segments. That's it. But again, I think so that will be wrong because this 9 cannot be paired up with 3. 1 and 1 will always give me some value 1. So maybe in 3, let's say ones are occurring at some position 2, 8 is occurring at 2, and let's say 3, 8 is occurring in 8 ones are occurring at positions 4, and then let's say in 48 ones are occurring at position 5. Uh, so I just need to find out that are these ones always distinct? Yeah. Mm. And then, oh, okay. So what I can say is, where is that table which I have drawn? So in this case, what's happening is in the very first one is occurring at the first position, then one is occurring at the first and second positions, then one is occurring at fourth position, and then one is occurring at 5 and 6, and then one is occurring at 2, 3, 4, 2 and 4. So what I can probably think here is key. Let's say for all of these positions, right? For all of these positions, I will say key. Let's do hash map kind of a thing that might help. Don't know, but might help. So in this case, I can do it here itself, right? Let me just undo all of those things. Let's go. This is also kind of thing. Yeah. So in this case, what will this look like? This will be nothing but if I do a prefix, so 2, 2, 2, and 2. This will be 1, 1, 1, 2. This will be, so I'll rewrite this 2, 2, 2, 2, right? So I'll write this 2, 2, 2, 2. Here it will be nothing but 1, 1 and 2, right? So, and we had 2 and this will be 1 ones. Here it should be all zeros, so it's completely fine. This should be 1, 1, 2, right? So this should be 1, 1, 2, and this should be 1, 1, 1 and 1. That's it. So this is kind of like a prefix, right? Prefix of all of these things. So when I'm at 1, I will say key, let's compute the longest prefix or subarray in which we don't have a violation. We don't have a violation. So maybe 2 pointers could be used. One pointer is here left and one more pointer right is here. In this segment, I compute that, okay, hey, this is the right answer. So I move my right forward. Now I compute between left and right. I see no, that's not the right answer. So I will move left forward. That's it. Now when I move left forward, Again, I see that this is probably correct because it's the single thing itself. So I move right forward. Again, I see this is correct. I move right forward. I see correct. So I think so it will be 32 cross and end of the day, maybe. So I have to form that stuff firstly. So let's say, so 33 does not matter. Length of nums. What I can think of is I'll loop over the side. Nums. My number is nothing but nums of I, and my binary value is binary of my bad this number, and then I'll slice it off. Once that is done, simply loop that much, so I can say idx is length of minus 1, sorry, length of binary 1, and then I'll loop here, so while 0 idx minus equivalent to 1, and then in that segment I have to do that, right? So let's have it as okay. Greater than equal to 0, idx is less than idx minus equivalent to 1. What else can I do? So this is idx2, this is idx2, this is idx2, and let's say idx1 equal to 30. So I can say in this case that in my prefix, this is what will happen. I will append integer of probably I'll append integer of binary of idx2, and then also like idx1 will decrease. Okay, so this is going to give me some prefix. Let's try to see this first, and we will try to see key what that is. So 138, say I'll run the code, should give me wrong answer, I know. Actually, at least it should give me right. Binary of idx2 list index out of range. Why so? idx2 is length of binary minus 1, and idx2 is greater than equal to 0, binary of idx2. What's wrong here though? So this should be prefix of I, that's the very first number. My bad. And then I can run this. So yeah, we are going to get this exactly 1, and then 3 will be 1 1, then 8 will be 1 0 0 0, and then this is 48, this is last one is 10. Beautiful. Now what I can do is I can actually create the prefix right now. So for I range 1 till what do we say, number of months, in this case for chain range, I guess 33, right? Yeah, 33. I can say prefix of I of j will be equivalent to uh, prefix of I j plus equivalent prefix of previous one, which is I minus 1, and then the same j problem. So let's try to see prefix again with this. Let's run this. So firstly, it should be simply 1 2. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, so 1 and then 3 में 2 आ गया. Then in this case, yeah, 1 0 1 2. End of the day क्या हो रहा है? 1 1 2 0 2 2, right? 1 1 2 0 2 2. Yeah, we are getting the same thing. 1 1 2 0 2 2. Same thing. 1 1 2 0 2 2. Okay. So prefix has been created right now. Okay. So let's get rid of that. Now you're going to let's say left is at 0 and then let's say right is at 1 basically. By the way, the maximum length can start from 1, so maybe don't interfere with that. For right in range length of nums, I can say that okay, if left is equivalent to right, simply continue because there's no point checking, right? And then let's say else, right now right is at 1, so we have a sub array of size, or maybe let's say let the left is at 0 and then right is at what do you say 1. So left is at 0 and right is at 1. So in this case simply go over it and then try to find out how many ones are there, right? So if I encounter at any point of a time that I have maximum number of ones is 2, in that segment if maximum number of ones is 2, then it's a red flag for me, right? So let's say what can I say? This looks more better. So how do I compute this? Or let's say my max one value is max value is 0 for I in range. I have to put 33 number of times and then left is equivalent to 0. Then I know that one value, let's say one count is, excuse me, one count is nothing but prefix of right. But prefix of what, right? Prefix of right of something, right? So this should be right of, right? Let's have it like China. So in here itself, I can say that okay, else one count is going to be prefix of right of right. Oops, else one count will be prefix of right of j minus prefix of left minus 1 of j, and then here itself I can say max value is equivalent to maximum of mm, max value and then 1 count. So end of the day, if I see that okay, if max value is greater than 1, I know I don't want that thing, right? Okay, it's greater than 1, so I know I have to decrease, increase left, or increase left. That's it. else I will say increase, right? That's it. And I think so we should be good to go. Yeah, if max is greater than 1, then before increasing left I will say key. If that's the case, then my answer will be appeared here itself. Maximum of 17, right? That's left. That's 1. And then end of the day, I'm returning the answer. Let's see if we are at the right page or not. Oh, we got a 3. Use example test cases, run the code. So 3 and 1 should be the answer. Let's run this again. 3 and 1 is the answer. Let's submit this. 33 cross n, I think so. Should work fine, but let's see. Might give me a TLE. On that case, I have to figure out what's happening for details. 54, so 10 test cases are failing, right? Okay. What can we do to figure this out? How can we optimize this? Instead of going 33 times, can probably go a little lesser time. Let's say I'll have a something like flat, which is 0. And then here itself I'll say that, hey, if my max count is this thing, if my one count is greater than 2, then if 1, I'll say flag is 1. And then I'm also checking, and here itself I will say that if flag, then do this, else do that. Okay, I will take this, paste it here, then run the code. It's taking a lot of time, I guess. 30, I got it, but it took a time. Took time, definitely. Right now, how many test cases are failing? 55, so 9 test cases are failing. Okay. What can we do to optimize this? Can I introduce simply a for loop? For loops are much faster and I don't need to worry about things. So this could be a continue statement. Continue, and then that's that. Flag is 0. Then I say that plus equivalent to 1. Acha, so in that row, I will take the maximum value, right? And in that row, I will take the maximum value. Let's say in this row, I take the max value and then I see key if max value minus that value is lesser. Will that help me? No, right? So what I was thinking is that it could be some arrangements like this. It's a 5, right? So in this case, 5 and 1, I take the max value. I know that 4 is existing, so that's wrong, right? But if it's 4, 5 minus 4 is 1, which is fine. But again, we have this problem of 3, right? Which we are not checking at all. Or better to say would be key, let's store the positions of these. Let's say it's at 1. Here it's at 1 is at 2 and 3. Here 1 is at 4. So in this segment, I simply loop over these ones and I try to see, put them in a hash map and try to see that okay, if any certain thing is not there, then put it at that position. At that position, if one is not there, then put it. But so in that set, if one is not there, put it. Else, if it's there, simply get out of it. Yeah, that could be one way. So let's try to implement that one then. Instead of this, I will say, let's say it's a hash map kind of a thing for chain range length of nums. And hmm, here itself, I can say, okay, instead of writing something like this, even I don't need to create prefix. That's unnecessary. Uh, I can say that this is nothing but info. And here itself, I will say key um, info of mm, yeah, info of idx of 1, right? Info of I itself, because I'm at that position. So info of I, uh, may I will have 1 at a certain position. So 1 will be at a certain position, right? So in each one of these I can have it as follows. 1 is at certain positions. Set 11, does not matter. Let's have it as just no problem. 1 info of I of 1 dot append whatever the position would be, in this case idx of 2, right? And then I can get rid of this, can also get rid of this, I can also get rid of this 2 thing. Oh, my bad, will be idx, beautiful. And then hmm, done. So info of I is the very first one. In that one, append idx, which is, I'm assuming, yeah, which is that thing itself. So in this case, I can also have something like if binary of idx divided to 1. In that case, I'll have it. Okay, done. Now left is 0, right is zeros will make sense. So let's have it as while right is less than left of nums. That's it. And right? Let's see, key value equal 1. And then instead of having all of these crap, let's remove that. Simply loop over, right? So let's say left is at 0 and right is at 1. So I can create a set s, and from this set s, I'll say something like this: key for value, or let's say for in range, that segment, right, which is from left till right plus 1. Correct? Yes. I can say key for value in info of I of 1 with value in s, then I'm saying that flag is 1 and then break else add it, right? So s dot add that value itself. Huh. Also if flag and break. This should kind of work fine. Let's run the code. So for this thing, I'm getting answer as 1, which is absolutely wrong. So if value in s, let me think. Hmm. So it's not generalized, right? So this could be written as primary equivalent to um, primary plus, let's say 33 minus 33 minus what can I have, like, instead of doing even that, I can say, let's say this is of length m. So let's say this is of length 5 and I'm accessing this one, right? 0 1 2 3 4. So this is at which index? This is at nothing but m minus idx 5 minus 4 minus 1. Now let's run this. Yeah, it's 3 now. Use example test cases, run the code, and then we got the sweet answer 3 and 1. Let's try again. Okay, right now it's accepted. I think so. The optimization here was using a set instead of having blind Forley hash map, right? Because that was computing for every zeros, rest of the zeros. Correct. Mm. There are people like whose runtime beats this thing, right? So, we got the code as well. Hmm. No idea what's happening here. Let me close this. Okay. Meeting rooms 3. You are given an integer n. There are n rooms numbered from 0 to n minus 1. Okay. What is the value of n by the way? N is 100, so I can go for n squared n cube. Anyways, it's saying that okay, you're given a 2D integer array meetings where meetings of I start I and end I. It means that a meeting will be held during the half closed time interval start I of end I, right? All the values of start I are unique. Okay. Meetings are allocated to rooms in the following manner. Okay. Each meeting will take place in the unused room with the lowest number. So let's say there are 5 unused rooms with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the room which will be used will be 1, right? Lowest number. If there are no rooms available, the meeting will be delayed until a room becomes free. So it is kept on hold. Queue may kept on hold, right? The delayed meeting should have the same duration as the original meeting. Yes. So if I delay the meeting for 10 minutes, so it's not meaning that okay, the meeting was supposed to be for 1 hour, I'll reduce it first. It will be still for 1 hour. When a room becomes unused, okay, when a room becomes unused, meetings that have an earlier original start time should be given the room. Earlier, right? So जितना early होगा, original start time should be given the becomes unused, which means it has been over right now. Return the number of the room that held the most meetings. Okay, if there are multiple rooms, return the room with the lowest number. So I have to simply return the number of rooms that held the most meetings. Okay, if there are multiple rooms, return the room with the lowest number. Okay, a half closed interval a comma b is the interval between a and b, including a and not including b. So it's more like a till b minus 1, right? I'm not wrong. So n is 2 and then meetings is this, right? So what do we mean by n is 2? N rooms, okay, so there are only 2 rooms. Okay, done. So 0, 10, right? So 0 to 10 means it's going to go for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 minutes, right? 10 minutes by the way, 0 till 9. So at time 0, both rooms are not being used. First meeting room starts in room 0. First meeting starts in room 0, right? Yeah. And then at time 1, only room 1 is not being used. This one is the starting point. So second meeting starts in room 1. Done. At time 2, both rooms are being used. Correct. The third meeting is delayed. This one is delayed. At time 3, both rooms are being used because it's going to go till 9. The fourth meeting is delayed, definitely. At time 5, this room gets over, right? Yes. At time 5, the meeting in room 1 finishes. Yes. The third meeting starts in room 1 for the time period 5 to 10. This one. Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay. At time 10, the meetings in both rooms finish. Okay. Uh, because this is going to finish and then all of these accumulated would finish. The fourth meeting starts in room 0 for the time period 10, 11. Both room 0 and 1 held 2 meetings, so we return 0. So since both of them are having 2 meetings, I return the lowest number, which in this case is 0. And correspondingly, this is the same stuff which is over here as well. So let's say currently time is 0, right? So if it's 10 to the power 5, then this is going to be, I get it. In this case now, let's say 0, 10, 1, 5, 2, 7, 3, 4, right? So I will write this down. 0, 10, 1, 5, 2, 7, 3, 4, 7, 3. So what I can say is I have two rooms, 0 and 1, right? Or I can even say these as room 1s and room 2s, right? So this is room number 1, and then we have room number 2, correct? Yes, that's absolutely correct. Now, when I say that, okay, time 0, this should start, right? Yeah, so let's say at time 0, this should start. So this room 1 will be, I know that this room 1 will be occupied from 0 till 10, right? So at 10, it will be free. At 10, it will be free. So I can say that max for room 1 would be max time at which room 1 will be freed is at time 10. Okay. Now, when I come to time 1, I know 1 is indeed less than 10. So I will look for, if this was 11, I know I can assign this to this, right? But I know that this one is less than the max thing for all of these guys. So in that case, I have to go to the room 2. So in this case, meeting starts at 1 o'clock and then it will go till 5, right? So the max timing for this would be 5 for room 2. When I come to 2, I know the maximum of all of these rooms is, okay, so the minimum of all of these rooms is 5, which is not less than 2. So I'll wait for this thing. So in this case, I know that this will start from the minimum one, right? Because ये जब भी खाली होगा ये बाद में खाली होगा, correct? So in this case, what I can say is, hey, let's wait for room 2 to finish. So room 2 finishes at time mark 5. By the way, रूम 1 में अभी भी एक मीटिंग चल रहा है, रूम 2 में एक मीटिंग हो गया है, प्लस एक और अभी असाइन होने वाला है, राइट? विच इज दिस वन. सो राइट नाउ 2 till 7 gets assigned. Max is that it will get over by 7. Now when I come to 3, in 3 I will be like, okay, since the minimum of these two is 10 and 7, right? 10 and 7. So I can't start, right? If this was something like 8, I could have started over here itself, right? But this is 3, which is less than both of them. So again, I will say that, okay, um, let's wait, right? But thing is, how do I compute the time overall? This gives me a feeling of time composite is about 5 into log base to 100. बार बार उसको अपडेट करना पड़ेगा हीप में. So when I'm introducing this tool, right? Hmm. 7 was the max, but when this got introduced, ये भी कुछ time use कर चुका है, right? Yeah, this has also used some of the time. So that could be written as, Don't get the very first example only, not the one who smart meters finishes. Okay, so meanwhile 4 minutes and then 5 minutes, 9 minutes happened. Okay, so this also got delayed. At time 5 this got over. So automatically 2 got started. Yes. At time 10 meetings in both rooms finish. 10 to 11. Hmm. I'll take a little break, then come back to this. Hmm. Can't end it right. Neither of them. Okay, just take a break and come back. Okay, so 0, 10, 1, 5, 2, 7, right? Okay, let's get rid of all of that. What is the information I want to store? The room which is having the uh, this thing, right? So let's say room 0, room 1. I'm saying 0 to 10, right? So how many minutes it will occur? 10 minutes right now. It is occupied and it will get over at time 10, right? So I'll say get over, let's say end time is time 10, 1, 5. Starting at 1, room is there. This will go for 4 minutes and this end time is 5. 2, right? 2, 7. So in this case I will say that okay, 2, 7 end time, the lowest end time is 5. So once this gets over, uh, so this end time is 5, right? Once this gets over, I know key this 4 will affect across all of them, correct? So in this case I can say end time here is 5 and 2 is there. So I'll put 2 in room 2. So right now this will go for 5 minutes, right? So this becomes, this will go for more 5 minutes and I think so this will end by end time was 5, so 5 plus, so at 5th minute it starts, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At 10th minute it will end, so 5 plus 5 is at 10 minutes it will 10, what do we say, minutes it will end, right? Now when I come to 3, right, I see that okay, both of them are ending at 10 minutes, both of them are ending at 10 minutes. In that case both of them have end time as 10 minutes, by the way, end time as 10 minutes. In that case I will say that okay, assign it to the room 0. So when this gets assigned, then total time room 0 is taking is plus 1 more minute, so that's 11 minutes. And now the new end time would be 10 plus 1, which is 11 minutes. This could be a way to figure out. Let's say I'll do it for one more. Let's say it's this one, n is 3, right? Let's say room 0, room 1, room 2, and we have 120. Boy, what happened though? Yeah, 120, and then that's 220, 2 and 10, sorry. Then we have 3, 5. Answer is 1, but we'll see why it is 1. 4 and 9. And then we have 6 and 8. So let's see. In this case, I believe so. What will happen is that let's say I'm at 120. So I know this will go for around about 19 minutes. And I know right now the end time is nothing but 20. Okay, no problem. Now, I think so end time would be 19 itself, right? Or am I wrong? Over there it was 10 minus 0. So here it will be 20 minus 1. 19 minutes. Yeah, end time will be 19 here. Yes, end time is 19 here. No problem in that. Hmm. Or better, end time would be 20. My bad. End time would be 20. Although it's going for that, but end time will be 20 itself. That kind of notes. Okay. Then 2, right? So I see this room is empty. I'll assign it. So this will take 8 minutes to complete. But here I see end time would be nothing but 10. Done. 3, right? Okay. This can be done because this is empty. So 3 minus 5 is it will take 2 minutes to finish. And I know that end time here will be 5 minutes. Now when I come to 4 and 9, I know the latest one which I can find empty is this one itself, room 2, because it's ending at 5. So this will take an additional 9 minus 4 is 5 minutes to complete. And now my new end time would be previous end time, which is 5 plus the time taken for this, which is 5. So this becomes 10 minutes. So I'll probably update end as 10. Now here also update end as 10. Okay. Now when I come to 6, I am like, okay, 6, hey, where can you go, by the way? By the way, room 0 has done one meeting, room 1 has done one meeting, room 2 has done two meetings, right? Now when I come to 6, I know 10 is the smallest value, but out of the smallest values, I know room 1 is smallest, so maybe I'll assign it to that. So this will take an additional 2 minutes, and here the new end time would be 10 plus 2, which is 12 minutes. Now in this case, I can happily say that, okay, here this becomes 12 minutes. The answer to this problem would be room 1, because both of them have done two meetings and room 1 is the smallest. So what's the thing which we are going to use here? It's nothing but minimum heap. And how we are going to store? We are going to store in this way. We are going to store in what way? Uh, 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 I think so. Firstly the minutes will be there, and then I guess the room will be there, right? 0. Yes. Once the initial thing is there, uh, then we can have okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, let's have it then. Let's say import heap queue. Let's say my min heap will be here. Min heap is empty. Now I'll loop here in the meetings. I believe so. Yes. Before even I do that, I'll put something in min heap, right? What will be the thing here? It would be um, let's say I want to see cmd command prompt import heap. So was my camera off the entire time? Set camera on. Okay, so let's say is this, and then I say heap u dot heap push. In the heap, I'll push in the value. Let's say I'll push in the number of minutes and the room number, and then I'll repeat that with room number 0 itself. So I think so. H of 0 of 1 should give me 0. Yeah, it's fine then. Let's close this. Not close this. Here itself I'll say okay for I in range n, if I'm not wrong, I'll say min heap, my bad, heap q dot heap push, probably in the min heap. What will I push? I will push, did I stop the meeting though? In the heap I'll hit insert again, I guess. No, it's fine. So in min heap I will push in values in this format. So the room number will be pushed in, which is first of all the minutes will be pushed in, which is initially 0, and then the room number, which is I, will be pushed in. So this could be simply room number. A good variable name will go along with room number. Okay, this is done. Now I'll simply loop in meetings because it's sorted, I believe so. So I can simply say meetings dot sort in case it's not sorted. Meetings dot sort. Now I'll look here for I in range um, and how many times it's occurring as well. How many times the meeting has been done there. So I'll also add that value. For I in range, what length of meetings? Done. So what's my start time? My start time is meetings of I, or I can do couple unpacking. Starting time is this, right? Okay. Now this is done. I can say the time taken for this would be time taken for this would be n minus if I'm not wrong, yes. Time taken will be n minus start. Now I'll say that okay, let's find a very suitable rule here, right? Which will give me the value. Hmm. In this case, instead of having it over here, I will have it as this key. Frequency of this thing, how many times this has occurred in that row. Frequency is 0 for IN things, and so this frequency is going to tell me how many meetings in ith room. So I will say that okay, let's have a meeting at the min heap of 0 of 1th room. So in this case I can say frequency of so I can say room number is min heap of 0 of 1. So frequency of that particular room number take and it gives you by 1. Once this is done, I'll remove it from the min heap, but before I do that, I think so I have to say something like this, that if min heap of 0 is equivalent to 0, then this is the very first time. So in this case, I think so I can say that we need to put in nothing but the end time followed by whatever the room number is, which is absolutely fine. But if it's not the case, then we need to put in I guess whatever this time is plus uh, time taken and the room number itself. I think so that should probably wrap up. End of the day I have to return. Let's see what we have to return. We'll look into it. So we need to put this, right? Okay, so let's have a general thing here. Value is min heap of 0, and then heap q dot heap pop. So I'll remove it from min heap से हमने पहला चीज remove कर दिया. So here itself I can say if like value of 0 is 0, which is the very first time, then in that case I say heap q dot heap push in min heap. What do I need to push? I need to push in whatever the end value is and the room number. In this case, that's I guess value of 1 if I'm not wrong. Else what do we need to do? Else I can say that I need to do something like this. Suppose min b followed by my previous time taken, and that in this case it's value of 0 plus my new time taken, that's my new end time, and my room number will be value of 1 itself. So right now I do have something in my min heap, right? Yeah, I do have my min heap configured properly, and the frequency is also kind of working fine. Okay, now what else can we think of here? So what I'll say is that max meetings happened in which room, that will be maximum of frequency, and then I can say eligible rooms take empty listed. So for value in frequency, or let's say for I in range, for room would be fine. For room in range, I guess n, I can say that okay, if yeah, if frequency of that room is the maximum one is equivalent to max meetings, which means in this room itself the maximum number of meetings has occurred. Max meetings mean max meeting, that is not a full sentence. Then in that case I say that okay, in the eligible rooms section please append in the value. In this case that would be that room number. End of the day I'll say eligible dot sort, and I just simply need to return eligible of 0 because that will be the smallest room. Let's see. All of this crap makes sense. Oh, we have an time error. Eligible is not defined by eligible rooms. Right. Hmm. Finished and gave me 0 because it also expected 0. Use the example test cases, run the code, and we got a 0 1. Let's try to submit this. Oh, okay. Wrong answer here. So something to do here, 0 to 10 and then 1 to 2, right? Zero room, one room. Then we have 0 to 10, 1 to 2, 12 to 14, 13 to 15. So what I was saying is कि अच्छा इसमें they are expecting 0, but let's say um, we had 0 to 10, so uh, it will take 10 minutes, I know, and it will end at, what is the end time? It will end at nothing but 10, right? Yeah, it will end at 10. Done. Now let's suppose I come to 1. I know that okay, this will take 1 minutes to complete it, but again it will, whatever the end time would be, in this case that would be 2. Right? Land it, that's it. Just take 1 minute. When I come to 12, I know that okay, hey, this guy will probably show up, right? Oh, okay. I see what's the problem. So when this shows up at the minimum week का top में show करता है, so this will tell me कि okay, this will take 2 minutes. Now that's the problem. This is the problem here. It will say कि um, 12, right? So 12 can be definitely assigned to this, but by the time, okay, that start time should also make sense, right? So this will end at 2. Great. But I can't start this one, right? Because the start time is 12. This will literally start after this is done. So after this end time has been done, this 12 will, I think, so automatically get started. So I think so 12 will be assigned to this guy instead of this. So plus 2 minutes. And the new end time here would be 10 plus 2. In this case, that's 12, but the end time here is 14, right? Anyways, I guess 13 will then get assigned to 1. So that says that, okay, both of them got 2 meetings, hence take 0, right? Now my algorithm is saying that, okay, 12, hey, get assigned to this 5. So this will be going from, let's say, it will take 2 minutes, definitely. But the end time here would be 2 plus 2, which is 4 minutes now. This would be nothing but 2 plus 2, sorry, maximum of 2 plus 2 and whatever the heck the set time is. Okay, let's try with that. So this will be nothing but, what is it? You can say end time will be nothing but maximum of whatever this is, and whatever the end time taken for that thing is. And then on that note, maybe I can try to figure out once again for this one. Let's say expected is 0. So now it's 0 again. So let's use the example test cases, run the code. 0, 1. Okay, let's try to submit this. This should be wrong, right? Because time wise, wrong answer as expected. So again, they are expecting a 0, but I'm giving out 2. By the way, this gets sorted, right? Yeah, this will get sorted definitely. Meetings dot sort, I'm doing it. But so meetings dot sort is going to sort this in this order 2, 13, and then 3, 12, and so on. Okay, I'll see this later on. I'll end the stream.